I'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. And our first item of business are the minutes from April 8th.
I would move that we approve the select board minutes from our meeting of April 8th.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay. Moving on, we have warrants 22 and 22P.
I'll make a motion to approve bills for payment warrant 22 and 22P.
I second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? Warrant 22 is for a total of $10,351.20. And that covers some payroll transfers, health insurance premiums, the sheriff's monthly cost, and supplies for the highway department, parts and fuel. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right.
Aye.
Doesn't look like we have any visitors. Moving on, the road foreman's report, we have some curb cuts. One for Kipling Road, the Bacon residence, and one for East West Road, the Beach residence. What would you like to do?
I'll make a motion to approve curb cuts for Bill and Pat Bacon on Kipling Road and Richard and Rosemary Beach on East West Road.
I'll second it.
Okay, any discussion?
So the one on the East West Road is set for driveway with a culvert, but the one on Kipling Road is noted on our application is as for just access into the field for mowing or any logging. That's it. It's not for driveway use.
Okay, and Lee's given the his okay.
Lee has given the okay for both of them.
Yep. Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 All right. Is there anything under correspondence for information that you'd like to discuss? Most of it's reports on the COVID-19 virus.
Right. Yeah, I wanted to just thank Terry for joining certain calls and providing us with summaries. I find that really helpful. I feel a little inundated by, I'm not quite sure all the emails that I'm getting, who they're from and, what I should be looking for. So Terry, your summaries are really, really useful for me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Thanks. There wasn't a Tuesday. There wasn't a regional one yesterday. They had the training that I didn't need to do this year. So there wasn't one to do, but there'll be a Friday one again too. But really the two reports we get in the evening, especially the situation report, that really gives you the best ballpark of what's really going on.
Yeah.
And who does that come from?
That one comes down from the, I think it says DOS when it comes down.
Okay.
And it'll say situation report on it.
Great, and they highlight all the new information in red. So.
In red, yes.
Yes.
I think I get that twice, yeah. Mhm.
Right.
And there are two.
Yeah, so it is
Yeah.
helpful.
It is very helpful.
Right. Yeah, and so thank you, Terry, for
You're welcome.
on top of that. Under discussion, correspondence for discussion and or action, there's just quite a few emails from the Wyndham Regional Commission, just keeping us up to date, providing information should we want or need to apply to FEMA for reimbursements for costs that are associated with the virus in town. Anything you want to add to that?
So you'd have to have a cost of $3,300 to get any reimbursement. We don't have any at this time. So the Wyndham region was just looking to see what towns would be applying to give them a one-up on it. So it's so the reason I put this, this put on is just so that we could say to Alyssa, we don't have any costs right now. So at this point, we are not going through the process of doing all the application to go forth with it, but it leaves it open should something happen and we do go up over 3,300 weekend in the future. But the
Okay.
time, I think I put it in one of my notes. This is a far-reaching thing, but once the head of the emergency management up there goes from a pause or whatever, they stop at what they're doing now, then the 30-day clock will click where you got to have all your stuff in. But at this point, we're not there.
Okay.
And so is there an example of something where the town would be incurring cost that would be related to COVID-19?
Well, if we had like a, well, we're all the emergency management, so therefore our costs are here. I mean, we're it, and we're already getting paid our stipend for the select board. So that would be probably time-wise, especially if you had a nursing home or assisted living or a hospital in there where they're trying to deal with the emergency management, trying to deal with that. And I'm assuming Brattleboro is going to get on some of that with their revenues and we just don't have it.
Yeah,
We
okay.
kept everything going along the way it is, and you know, we're working it as our own group.
Right. We have no loss of revenue from the parking meters.
Right, that's a good one.
Right.
Yes.
Okay, any other discussion about that?
So I'll just let Alyssa know we're just we're not there.
Right. Great.
Okay.
Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome.
And I saw the list of towns that don't have their local emergency management plan completed. You know, we were not on that list of
No,
late comers. So thank you, Terry, for.
you're welcome. We were the first one to have it done, actually.
Okay, great.
We got that distinction.
There's nothing under new business. There was an email. There's a resident, well, not a resident, a resident that's going into a hospital in Connecticut, and his daughter is trying to get a cat down to the Wyndham Humane Society. And I don't know what the current status is in the last couple of days, but if someone wants to check in with her, it's a little, not quite what we usually deal with as animal control, going to catch a cat for someone, but.
Yeah, so Zeke, I'd like to share something relative to the email that we got about that incident, that situation. It seemed to me that a lot of the response and activity fell on Lori's shoulders because we didn't really take responsibility for it as the select board. And so I would just like to be clear about how we as a select board, as a group, are going to deal with being the animal control officers. And then a side question is, so we have a pound keeper, and I didn't know, I mean, David's probably in the same boat. What's the difference between a pound keeper and the animal control officer?
It's sort of like, the difference is the pound keeper is sort of an honorific position with no, since we don't have a pound, the duties are pretty light. And so it's almost like the weigher of coal.
Okay.
That's essentially what it is. And so the animal control is the one, it's the person or persons who are appointed to carry out the to enforce the
Mhm.
animal control ordinance that we have in
Mhm.
Dummerston,
Mhm.
which
And
says
wasn't,
nothing about going and catching a cat for someone. So it's a little
Mhm.
outside our usual.
It wasn't catching a cat. They were looking for a place to,
No, well, she couldn't catch it, actually. She was
oh,
having
I
trouble
see.
catching it. And,
Oh,
neither Lori, so I was the only one that responded from the select board that I know of. And both Lori and I decided neither of us were interested in going and helping her catch the cat. Neither of us felt, like we would be very good at that. And Zeke, I called you more to just see, so as an animal control officer, what would your response be?
Um, let's see, she had spoken with me, and I had told her I was I simply wasn't in town, and
Oh,
so,
I didn't know that she had spoken with you.
and
Hmm.
that she should send a email to selectboard@dummerston.org, so it would go out. I guess in the future, we should just, if we have something come up, um, if I am around, then, most likely I'll be happy to take care of it, or willing to take care of it, I should say. Or if I'm not available, then, we can chat among ourselves and see who's available, or,
But we just need to know what to do. Like, I was just looking for instruction. Like, as the animal control officer, I wouldn't go and catch a cat. I would put her in touch with the Wyndham Humane Society.
yes, because our contract with Wyndham Humane Society allows residents to take animals there directly. It doesn't
Right.
have to go through the animal control. And the, uh, you know, if there's a dog roaming around the center of town or the gas stations on the highways, then in the past, Wayne or I have gone and tried to catch that animal, or someone has that's the sort of thing. We generally haven't gone into people's houses to catch an animal for them, or and we don't deal with skunks in the basement or bats in the bedroom or anything like that. Mostly dogs. There are occasional cat problems that fit a little bit more with, the ordinance. But if this person
plus what,
could,
plus wasn't she was only looking to have, I mean, she basically wants the Humane Society to board it for her until her father comes home,
yeah,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
yeah, either, and apparently they're willing to do that, or the situation is they're going to put the cat up for adoption or whatever. But
Right.
so it's pretty much, if let's see, I guess it just,
I guess my thought was it really didn't fall under animal control.
yeah, I thought it was more if someone felt like helping this person out, but that'd be fine. But it
Right.
wasn't technically.
Right,
don't-
which I
Right.
didn't know, like I'm just getting familiar with what it means
Yeah.
to be the animal control
Right.
officer. And
Yeah.
I would have contacted her and put her in touch with the Wyndham Humane Society, but I wasn't confident to say, and it's not, our role to come and catch the cat for you. I don't know. If I had been more confident, I would have given her a call directly.
Right. And I sometimes in the past have thought, well, I've gotten these calls where, they can't catch this animal. I don't know why they think I would be able to catch
I know.
we don't have a lot of equipment in
No.
the animal control locker room, so
Should I call Ron Speck, who is our pound keeper, and since he is a vet in Dummerston, ask him for suggestions of who might be a good person to contact about being an animal control officer?
I think that'd be a great idea. There's in fact someone I've been meaning to call who works as a technician there.
That's perfect.
I thought this person might be interested and certainly has some, good training. And we do have that $500 stipend now.
Right. Well, would you call that person? And if
Yeah.
that person says no, then I will call Ron.
Okay, and I'll let you know.
Okay.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I'd like to take it off our shoulders. I mean, I appreciate, Zeke, you wanting to shed this responsibility, and you're trying really hard to do that. But I don't think having the select board as a whole shoulder it is really taking it off your shoulders, and it ends up being on Lori's shoulders, which is not a good thing.
Right. Okay, so I'll make a call and I'll get back in touch with you. Anything else under new business?
So at our last,
Oh, right, there is.
What?
Go ahead, Maria.
Go ahead.
okay, so at our last meeting, we did some appointments, and then I had sent a list of the still open seats to be published in the views. And now talking about animal control officer, would you like me to send that list also to Lori to list on the website and maybe in her weekly newsletter that she sends out?
I think that'd be great.
Yep.
That'd be
Okay.
perfect.
I
Okay.
didn't see that list. Did you send, I'm sure you sent it to everybody though, right?
No, I sent it to Roger Turner to
Oh.
publish in the views, just the
Oh,
open
okay.
seats.
Okay.
The other thing was when I was talking to Lee about the curb cuts, he mentioned about the town office painting. So I got a hold of Jeff Dixon. He'll be starting in probably about a few weeks, he said. It'll be done before the deadline there. And if he'll let Lee know when he starts in case there's any questions or anything, because Lee seems to be the one that's out and about more than all of us now. So, but that will be commencing here very shortly.
And it seems like they should let Lori know too.
Yes, if he calls Lee, I'm sure Lee will let Lori know that it'll be coming along. Yeah,
Okay.
but it'll be a few weeks, but he knows the time frame.
Great. Good. Okay. All right. Anything else under new business?
Oh, by the way, I sent you an email around that Harold sent me, but disregard that one. He's going to bring me over the correct one. It's regarding Rescue Inc. for our next meeting. I guess it's a letter from Drew that wants to go to the select board. He just sent me the wrong one, so he's got to actually print this one off and bring it over so I can scan it in. But I believe our contract's up this year with Rescue Inc. for the end of it's a 2-year, and I think this is it.
Okay. I thought.
So I haven't seen the letter yet, but when I do, I'll scan it around and he'd be available at our next meeting if we had any questions.
Okay, great. Okay. Anything else? All right. Guess we're done. I think.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll
I'll
second that.
There we go. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you all. Good to see you
Bye-bye.
all. Glad
Yeah.
everybody looks
Bye.
healthy.
Yep.
Yes.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
No.